Hello everyone, this is our 12th class of income tax and we have started with the second unit, that is residential status and exempted income. In previous class we have seen rules of residential status or rules to determine the residential status of individual. Residential status of different kinds of assessee can be determined under section 2 and section 6 of the Income Tax Act. Previous class we have seen the rules for determining the residential status of individual, wherein we have seen two basic conditions and two additional conditions. What are the two basic conditions? First basic condition is a resident or a person has been in India at least for 182 days or more in the previous year. This is the first basic condition. And the second is a resident or a person has been in India for at least 365 days or more during 4 preceding previous year plus 60 days or more during the previous year. And the additional conditions are: number 1, a resident has been in India at least for 2 years out of 10 preceding previous year. That means any person has to has to be there in India for 2 years as a resident out of 10 preceding previous year. And when he is called as resident, if he satisfies any one basic condition, he will be known as resident. And second additional condition is he has been there in India for 730 days or more out of 7 preceding previous years. That is, total he has been there in India how many days? 730 days out of 7 preceding previous years. And you also have seen how preceding previous years are calculated. Previous year is the year before the assessment year. What is our previous year? 2019-20 is our previous year, wherein preceding previous year is 2018-19, 17-18, 16-17, etc. So the year before previous year is known as preceding previous year. So the basic condition, number 1, 182 days or more in previous year. Second is 365 days or more in 4 preceding previous years plus 60 days in the previous year. Additional condition is resident at least for 2 years out of 10 preceding previous year. And the second additional condition is has been there in India for 730 days out of 7 preceding previous year. And to call as ordinarily resident, a person has to satisfy at least one basic condition and both the additional condition. If a person satisfies any one of the basic condition, not necessarily both the conditions, but any one basic condition, either first basic condition or second basic condition, but has to compulsorily satisfy both the additional conditions, then the person is known as ordinarily resident. In case a person satisfies one basic condition, one additional condition, or none of the additional condition. Pay attention, if a person satisfies one basic condition plus one or none of the additional condition, then a person is known as not ordinarily resident. So if he satisfies at least one basic condition and one or none of the additional condition, is known as not ordinarily resident. Non-resident is when a person fails to satisfy the basic condition itself. As we have two basic conditions, any person neither satisfies first basic condition nor fulfills the second basic condition, then a person is known as what? Non-resident. Even if the person satisfies both the additional condition, it is immaterial to us because he has failed to satisfy the basic condition itself. Therefore, we need not check the additional condition if the person has failed to satisfy or fulfill the basic condition itself. So, the residential status of a person can be either ordinarily resident, not ordinarily resident, or non-resident. This is in case of individual. We have different kinds of assessees whose residential status can be determined. And who are those other individuals whose residential status can be determined? They are Hindu undivided family, firm and association of persons, company, and every other person. Residential status of different kinds of assessees is determined, such as individual, Hindu undivided family, firm and association of persons, company, and every other person. In the previous class, we have seen how to determine the residential status of individual based on applying certain rules of basic condition as well as additional conditions. Today's class, we are going to cover other residential status than individual. Okay, that means HUF, firm and association of persons, company, and every other person. So let us start determining, or let us see the rules how to determine the residential status of Hindu undivided family. Residential status of Hindu undivided family. Hindu undivided family is nothing but a joint family who runs the business. Now, in case of Hindu undivided family, you all might be knowing that there is a prime person or head of the family who is known as Karta of the family. So, residential status of Hindu undivided family is based on determining the residential status of Karta plus determining the place of HUF. Let us see the basic condition to determine the residential status of Hindu undivided family is the control and management of the affairs of Hindu undivided family must be wholly or partly in India. What does this mean? The Hindu undivided family's affairs and management should be done either wholly, that is completely from India, or partially from India. So this is the basic condition. Additional conditions are checked only if the basic conditions are fulfilled. So, number one you need to remember is check the basic condition, and if the basic condition is fulfilled, only then you check the additional condition. So, see, if Hindu undivided family's control and management of the affair is done wholly, that is completely from India, not completely, either it should be partially from India. If this is satisfied, then we can check the additional condition. And if the basic condition, if Hindu undivided family satisfies the basic condition, then it is known as what? Resident in India. Otherwise, treated as non-resident in India. Only on the basis of basic condition, we can conclude whether Hindu undivided family is a resident in India or non-resident in India. If the basic condition is fulfilled, only then check additional condition. If the basic condition is not fulfilled, we conclude it as non-resident in India. Let's assume that the basic condition is fulfilled. We need to check now the additional conditions. What are the additional conditions? Number one, Karta has been resident in India for 2 years out of 10 preceding previous year. This condition already we have seen while determining the residential status of individual. The same additional condition are applicable in case of Hindu undivided family that belongs to Karta, same as in case of individual. So, in case of individual also, the karta or the person has been resident in India for 2 years out of 10 preceding previous year. Same in case of Hindu undivided family, the head of the person, that is karta, has been in India for 2 years out of 10 preceding previous years. And the second additional condition is the karta has been present in India for a period of 730 days in 7 preceding previous years. So, if karta satisfies both the additional conditions, then HUF is ordinarily resident, else it is not ordinarily resident. Almost the conditions of individual residential status and Hindu undivided family are same, but in case of individual, we have applied some different basic condition. In case of Hindu undivided family, we have a basic condition, that is the control and management of affairs has to be done in India either partly or wholly. But when we check additional conditions of individual as well as HUF, they are same. But only thing, in case of Hindu undivided family, it is applicable for karta. Karta is the head of family. Therefore, in case of individual, the residential status can be ordinarily resident, not ordinarily resident, or non-resident. In case of Hindu undivided family also, the residential status can be either ordinarily resident, not ordinarily resident, or non-resident. But remember one thing, in case of other residential status such as firm, other person, company, etc., the residential status can be either only resident or either non-resident. There is no provision of not ordinarily resident. Either the company can be ordinarily resident or not ordinarily resident, or either a firm or association of persons can be ordinarily resident or not ordinarily resident. I hope you are understanding this. Only in case of individual and Hindu undivided family, a residential status can be ordinary, not ordinary, and non-resident. Other than individual and HUF, the residential status can be either resident or non-resident. Let us see the next one. Residential status of firm and association of persons. Here, the residential status is residential in India if the control and management of the firm or association of a person is situated wholly or partly in India. That means, in case of firm, if the control of the firm and the management of the firm is done from India, either completely or partially, then it is known as resident of India or resident in India. Or the residential status is non-resident in India if the control and management of the firm or association of firm is situated completely outside India. So if the control and management is done either completely or partially from India, then it is resident. If control and management of firm and association of persons is wholly or completely done outside India, then it is non-resident. Coming to next, residential status of company. In case of residential status of company, you need to remember that the control and management of the company has to be done completely from India. You cannot say here completely, wholly or partially as we have seen it in case of HUF or partnership firm. In case of company, the control and management of affairs has to be solely, completely, should be done from India itself. If it is completely done from India, the company is known as resident. If the control and management of affairs of company is done outside India, it is known as non-resident. I hope you can remember this point, that is the control and management of affairs of the company is completely done in India, then it is resident in India. If control and management of affairs is partially or completely done outside India, then it is known as non-resident. After company, we have every other person. Every other person in the sense which we have not included in individual, Hindu undivided family, firm, company, but they have a legal existence. They are known as other persons. So, in case of every other person, if the control and management of affairs is situated in India, either wholly or partly, it is known as resident. If the control and management of affairs is situated outside India, then it is known as non-resident in India. So, today's class, we have seen determination of residential status of Hindu undivided family, then residential status of firm and association of persons, company, and every other person. Let us revise it quickly. Residential status of Hindu undivided family can be determined based on two conditions. One is basic and second is additional. Basic, we have only one condition, that is the control and management of the affairs of Hindu undivided family must be wholly or partly done in India. If the control and management is done wholly or partly in India, it is known as resident. To know whether it is ordinarily resident or not ordinarily resident, we have to check the additional conditions. And additional conditions are not applicable to Hindu undivided family, but they are applicable to Karta, that is head of the family. First additional condition is Karta has been resident in India for 2 years out of 10 preceding previous year. Karta has been resident in India for a period of 730 days in 7 preceding previous years. And if any Hindu undivided family satisfies basic plus both the additional conditions, then it is ordinarily resident. If satisfies basic condition and any one or none of the additional condition, then it is known as not ordinarily resident. And if HUF fails to fulfill the basic condition itself, then it is known as non-resident. In case of firm and association of persons, the residential status is resident in India if control and management of firm or association of firms, persons is situated wholly or partly in India. And if it is not situated or the management is not done completely or partly in India, then it is known as non-resident. In case of company, the control and management of affairs of the business has to be solely or completely done in India, then it is known as resident in India. In case of company, if the affairs are not controlled and managed from India either partly or fully, then it is known as non-resident. And last one is every other person. If the control and management of affairs is situated in India, wholly or partly is known as resident. If not, then it is non-resident.